Thank you for taking some time
for
the interview. Some questions about Amon Amarth, of course, but mostly we're here for Northmen, a Viking Saga, and just a few hours before your performance at the Z7. So, first of all, how are you doing?
Good. Yeah, it's been a rough weekend with a lot of early flights and a little sleep, but I had a good night's sleep last night, so now I feel back on track.
Good. First question, maybe the second one is a little bit difficult to ask, but I have to ask this because we often read or often heard from you that you don't call you or Amon Amarth as a Viking metal band.
Yeah.
But you have covers with Vikings, you sing about Vikings, and now you're in a Viking movie, and you look like a Viking.
No, but people always get this wrong, the wrong way. And I'm really bored about answering this, but. Because I guess I'm going to get it all the time. But the thing is, I feel it's weird to label a band after the lyrical content. Because in that case, Iron Maiden is a Viking metal band, Black Sabbath is a Viking metal band, Led Zeppelin is a Viking metal band. You know, you can make the list very, very long on Viking metal bands, really. Yeah. And we're nothing alike musically, you know. Yeah. So I think to put the label based on lyrics is like taking the easy way out, like for journalists. Rather than describing what the audience might expect to hear, they just say, "Oh, it's Viking." Okay, it's an easy way to do it. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Seriously, I don't care. I just think it's weird.
Okay, let's keep it and forget about it for good explanation. Yeah. But you're in the movie. How did that come?
Well, I was contacted by one of the producers, Röschu, Swiss guy actually, who asked me if I was interested in being in the movie in the first place, and I said, sure, send me a script and I'll see, if I like it,
But you
and so I did.
It's the first time you did it.
Yeah, but that's like simple explanation. But the reason they asked me in the first place, obviously, was that one of the writers is a big Amon Amarth fan. Okay. When he wrote the character of Ali, which is my character, he thought of me like the stage persona that's me, and so he explained that to the producer and the casting people when presenting the character, and they showed like clips of me from Wacken or whatever, and I guess they liked what they see, because they said, well, why don't we cast him then, if he's interested in doing it, so here I am.
Yeah, they couldn't have made a better choice if it comes to like having additional publicity.
Well, and, it's worked out well for all parties, I think. And for us as a band as well, so I think it's for me it was just a great experience. It's a lot of fun to try out and to see a different world, really. There's a lot of similarities to the musical world, but I got a whole different respect for the acting profession, because it's really tough work, really. And my colleagues in the movie, the amount of time they spend on reading up on Vikings, just I know this stuff, so I didn't really have to do it, but most of them, they had no clue about Vikings, and when they got cast, so for them it was something completely new. They had to start from scratch, and they've done a great job with it. So it's really, I think it's a really interesting profession. I think it's a lot tougher than most people expect. So
they had also to get some hair extensions and growing the beard. It was easier for you.
Yeah, for me, I didn't have to do anything. I got a bit of scarring in my face, but that was it. No, but obviously, actors, they have to be able to play different characters, look different. So obviously there was.
I guess in the end, you were also help for them with your experience of. Especially Viking.
I could contribute with some insight about like what would they do here, how would they handle this, the mindset maybe of the character, or a little help with background things, you know,
Yeah.
like what would be normal for Viking. You know? But at the end of the day, I think it's all about how the story is told and how the director wants you to go, anyways. But it is trying to get into a character is it's a strange feeling. Really. I never really knew what it took before I did this, but you really have to think like, all right, I'm not Johan Hegg anymore. I am this guy. And so when you look at that guy over there and you hate his guts, you really have to say, fucking hate your guts. Like you have to say that in your head, kind of, really, because
so like
then all of a sudden it just comes out that way. But at least I felt that way. But it's just a strange experience, but a lot of fun.
But could you play anything else, like a drama or a comedy, or, or
I don't know. Maybe
what's the perfect role, or
I don't know. Maybe I don't know how good of an actor I am, honestly. I mean, all the people. The director was really happy. The producer, one of the producers, and I will take his word for it. Frank Kaminsky. He's a great guy, and he's not a guy of many words, but he came up to me and said, like, if we'd known that you could act as well, we would have given you a bigger part. But you know, I just it's supposed to be a cameo. I mean, I wasn't supposed to be in the movie for a long time, and they added stuff for me to do in the movie. So.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been my next question. As a metal website and mostly with metal fans, how much will we see of Johan or Wally in the movie?
I'm not gonna give anything away. It is a small part. I have a few lines. I have some fighting and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna give anything away.
Okay.
It's not a big. It's not the main character, definitely.
Okay, but you have much fun fighting.
Oh yeah, way too much fun. First day of stunt training when we did the fighting scene and all that stuff, you know. The stunt people had to tell me to stop.
Okay, now it's our part.
No. They're like, dude, you shouldn't do it anymore because you're gonna feel it tomorrow. I just want to keep going. I had so much fun, you know, fighting with swords.
It just works for you.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You mentioned before that you might have some talent acting, natural born talent.
That's not my words.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Okay. But being on stage, do you act as well? Or is it just you on stage, or is it also kind of acting, performing?
It is. It's not really acting, because all the feelings are real. But it's a character. You know, the stage persona is not the way I am beside the stage. I mean, that would be crazy. 'Cause who would want to have a guy screaming at you all the time? You know. But I try like all the feelings up there are always genuine. You know? So it's not like faking anything. I don't like to do that. I want to show people the way I feel. And usually I love being up there and having a good time. So that usually shows. But every once in a while, you have a crappy show. You know? But you know.
So you can use your fighting techniques.
Yeah. But that's cool too. I mean, like if you get pissed, just let it out, and people will think it's cool. So.
Yeah. But vice versa, can benefit from your acting experience on stage now?
No, I don't think so. Because I mean, acting on stage and acting in the movies are two completely different things. Because like in a movie, you have retakes. You never have a retake when you're on stage. It's not like you can stop in the middle of something. Excuse me, I want to do something different here. Can we start over, please? That's not going to happen. You know,
It depends on the song.
Once the ball is rolling, it's rolling. You know, you only have one shot. So it's completely different, and it has to come natural. And that's why you can't act on stage. You have to be natural.
Could you keep some of your movie clothes? Or?
No. I kind of wanted to. You know. It was a couple of things that I thought was really cool, but
to use on stage? Or?
But no, just as a momentum maybe, you know. But I didn't. Those things are pretty. I mean, even though it's not like a high budget movie, those things are pretty expensive, and I guess they don't want to give it away, you know, so easily. So.
Yeah.
Besides, who knows? Maybe there's going to be another movie someday. Where I'm in and make a sequel or something.
Okay. That would be cool. Is there any Amon Amarth soundtrack in the movie? Or
Yeah, we're going to have some. We're going to have a song in the movie, like at the end credits.
Okay, and credits. Okay,
yeah,
so it will be a typical song.
I think there might be some. I'm not sure now, but Marcus Trump, who's doing the soundtrack for the movie, he added a little bit of like orchestrated stuff from a couple of our songs into the movie, like as an idea, and showed us and asked us what we thought about it. So we said that's really cool. So we'll see if they kept that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It would be cool.
I thought you did also some video for that song, right?
Yeah. There's we just filmed the video a couple of weeks ago, or no, actually it was a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Beginning of June, we shot a video which is going to be released fairly soon, I think. I don't remember now the exact date, but it's not too long until it's being released, but it's going to be a cool one. I've seen the first kind of edit of it, and it's really good. It's movie stuff.
Okay. And it's a new song then, or
no, it's from
Deceiver of the Gods.
Deceiver of the Gods. It's
the song itself.
Yeah.
This movie wasn't taken in Africa, I guess.
No. Our part was shot in Germany, actually, outside Berlin.
But all of your part during the film, or have you been down in Africa?
I was in South Africa for my part in the film because they filmed everything down there except I think a few takes, like a few takes where there are literally no actors in there. Maybe just for scenic stuff. They took somewhere else, and then they added some stuff like close-up shots or stuff like that. It was like afterwards, but that's the way the movie business works. They go wherever they need to go to tell the story, and that's.
You've been in Africa all 8 weeks.
No, my part only took about 2 weeks to make. So
okay.
I was down for 12 days the first time, and then I came back, went back home for a couple of weeks, and then I came back and did another 3 days.
Good. What was your personal highlight while filming, or do you have some quotes or fun stories?
Oh man, I don't know. I thought it was just the whole thing was just a great experience. Everything from rehearsing to doing the fighting and climbing rocks, and everything was just brilliant. And to actually try to act like I've never really done any acting where you have to deliver lines and react to stuff and stuff like that. But it was more interesting than I thought it would be because I was really worried at first that it would sound unnatural, and I tried the lines by myself and it just sounded crappy. And then I was talking to a couple of the other actors, and they gave me a lot of good advice, especially James Northmen, who plays my brother in the movie. He gave me a bunch of good advice, really, about because there's a risk when you try to act that you overemphasize the phrases. It should come more natural, So he said, well, don't think so much of it, just say it. Just say it. Don't think about it. And I said, well, I tried, it still didn't really work. And then we had the read-through. The whole actors sitting around the table read all the lines, and the director is doing the narrative parts. And all of a sudden you have another person's line to react to, and then it came more natural. So that was like a big aha, I got it now. So it is a different story when you have a context to put the line into.
But you didn't take any classes or so. We also asked our Facebook community if they have some questions they would like to ask to you. So
Okay.
we picked 3 out of them.
Yeah.
And well, first of all, maybe an introduction or another question. Like you're acting a Viking in the movie, and you're from Sweden. The story more or less is fiction, but is something you're proud of, or you're proud of playing, or like the history of your country?
I actually think the story is really good, and they try to keep it fairly authentic as well. I mean, obviously, this is not a documentary. Stuff is not going to be like 100% genuine. I mean, they have to tell a story, and it's going to be interesting. But they try to keep it as fairly, I mean, even to the point where when we, in the beginning, when there's a big fight, the Vikings, they don't have any weapons, so they're being attacked by people coming at them, and they start to take their weapons, and it's actually Roman swords. And the reason why that is because in those days, a lot of, like, the Romans had just left the British Isles. So a lot of the weapons that was left for the people still living there were the Roman weapons, the Roman swords and stuff. So that's what we get our hands on. It's more or less Roman stuff, you know. There's a bunch of other, you know, really ingenious, like, things about, like, the clothings, and, like, they kind of went all over, like, really wide with it, but they used, like, leather and metal for harnesses and stuff. Obviously, maybe made them a little more intricate than they might have been, but I think that's a little bit of artistic freedom. I still think it's a pretty cool movie, and it shows it in a good way, I think.
At least no horns on the helmets. No, the question actually, that's why I wanted to ask this first, because we have our Helvetics here, the Celts.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know Eloati.
Yeah. We toured with them.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, in the US, North America. And some guy asked, actually it was Brian Yang, if you would like to record a song together with Eloati. Will that ever happen? I mean, it's a different genre.
That's so difficult to answer. I mean, for me, I'm personally, I'm up for anything if the idea is good.
Yeah.
Sure, but I mean, it has to be a good idea, and I have to feel that I can contribute with something. You know, if it's just going to be like, let's have Johan Hegg because it's Johan Hegg, and it's going to sound like shit, I don't want to do it. You know, it has to make sense.
Yeah. Is there any band or like any singer or musicians you would love to perform one day together or record a song, maybe dead or alive?
What a question. I never really thought about it. You know, it's the same there. You know, like we did the song with Messiah Marklin from Ex-Candlemass Singer. You know, on the latest album, and that was a great experience. But that was an idea that we had for a long while, because, I mean, we're big fans of Messiah, obviously, and we had an idea, like, if we could do something really cool someday, it would be nice to do something. We came up with a song for this album, then it made sense to do it, but it's not like we wrote this song, we decided to make a song that we could be on, it's just that we felt that it was the right thing. So, I said, it has to make sense. You know, there are so many great musicians and, you know, singers out there that you can make cool stuff together with if you have a possibility. You know, so I'm open for anything if it makes sense and if it could be a cool idea.
Sabine Toretti wants to know. When is your performance the best? If you're stressed or angry, or if you're rather calm?
Actually, it's kind of weird because it's hard to say really. I've done really good performances when I'm stressed, and I've done really good performances when I'm really calm. Because either way, once the intro goes on and you walk on stage, it's like a switch in the head. Then you're there. You're nowhere else in your head. You're there. You're doing your job. So no matter what, you know, that on stage you forget everything else that's around. You focus on that.
And after the show, you're
And
back to the mood before
but
the show? or
No,
it changes your
no.
mood?
Usually after the show, the mood changes, especially if you're in a bad mood, because then you've had a good experience. You know, we had fun. Plus, you also, you know, you work out. You can let the energy out, and all of a sudden you don't have that frustration and stress anymore.
So you shout it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Screaming out. And Simon Döring, he would like to know if is there a, I don't know if you know already, is there going to be a premiere of the movie in Switzerland? And if yes,
I'm sure there
are you
is.
attending?
I don't really know when it is, but if there is, I probably won't be able to attend because I think the premiere in Germany is October 23rd. So I would assume that the premiere in Switzerland would be around the same.
Yeah. But you will be in Germany?
And no, I will be on tour in the States. So yeah.
Either way, you won't.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a pity.
Yeah.
Maybe to finish, some quick and dirty questions. Some silly or most of them you just can answer with one word.
All right.
Or just yes or no. And if you don't want to answer, you just set the joke. If you were an animal, which animal would you like to be?
Oh, I don't know. I did this test actually yesterday. Like, what predator are you? And it turned out I was a white shark.
Okay.
But, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe a white shark.
What's your favorite lie?
My favorite lie? I honestly, I don't really lie. I don't, because it got me into. I'm a really poor liar, and it got me into trouble like so many times. You know. I mean, I guess it depends also what you mean by lying. But I mean, if I lie, it's something very, very, like, very, very innocent. Like, I will say, like, if somebody asks me, if I was supposed to send something and I haven't done it yet, and I've been postponing it, it's like, yeah, I've sent it. It probably takes a while in the mail, you know, or something like that. You know, like, and then you go, send it. But I mean, because I try not to lie. It's always just puts you in a bad spot because some way or another you're always going to be called on.
But it's funny you're saying it like an innocent person because maybe it's not good for your image then. But I always keep telling my wife seeing you on stage, because if anybody is hearing you singing and not seeing, they would like, oh, I don't want to meet him in the dark.
Yeah.
But as soon as you're on stage and then when you're talking to people, you start smiling. You're like a person. If I had a child, I would give it to you, and I come back in half an hour. And,
yeah, but I mean, that's
person
one,
to trust.
But that's a thing that I kind of realized, you know, like, because in the beginning of the career, you want to be tough on stage, and then it's like, I'm having so much fun. You know, like, why can't that show? So I just fuck it. I'll just have fun. And all of a sudden, people are like, they love it even more. Right?
Yeah. It doesn't make you weaker when you smile. Your favorite Spice Girl?
My favorite Spice Girl? I don't remember what they were called. What are their names?
Oh, actually, usually I wanted to test you if you know that. It's a Porsche, huh? Sporty.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Or Mel B, Mel C.
Yeah.
Victoria.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Was it?
Let's skip that.
No. Hang on.
Well, Mel C was the one who could sing, actually.
Yeah, that's Sporty Spice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, Sporty
Spice. When was the last time you had to cry because of laughing?
Like crying laughing?
Yeah. Does it happen?
Oh, no, I never really cry laughing, but the last time I really broke myself laughing, I think. It could have been rewatching. Rewatching Dinner for Schmucks. which was I'm not sure if you saw that movie. It's with Phil Rudd and Steve Carell.
Okay.
And at the end of the movie, there is this huge dinner, and basically the story is that there's a bunch of successful businessmen, and they always have a dinner where they invite the most stupid person they can find, so they can make fun of them. And it's like it's a contest who brings the most stupid person to this dinner. And Phil Rudd obviously is like a career line, bringing Steve Carell, who's like a complete moron, to this dinner. But in this dinner, there's a guy who brought a blind Russian fencer, like fenceman, and at one point somebody's talking about painting, about Van Gogh, and he's the blind Russian fencer says to his, like the guy who brought him, he said, "Oh, I love to paint. I love to paint." And the guy who brought him says, "Oh, really? Are you any good?" "Oh, I don't know." which it just killed me the way he said it. It's just ridiculous.
And the next question is be personally involved as a attendant, or how I should say. Wacken or 70,000 tons of net?
Wacken.
Are you going to be on the boat next year?
No.
Ever again?
To give us an offer.
Okay. So you were last in Fort Lauderdale, but that was pretty packed, pretty full.
Yeah. That was a good show. That was good. No,
Pretty crazy.
yeah. No, but it was. It's one of those things.
It's quite international.
The thing is, like, they asked us, I think, for 2 years ago.
Lots of
And they gave us an offer, and we said, like, well, we need a couple of other things, and we sent it back to them, and they never got back to us. So I guess that wasn't interesting for us.
Okay. Pity.
Well, I mean, that's the way it is sometimes. And we have to think about what we need, and they have to think about what they are willing to offer.
That was a great experience, I guess.
I had lots of fun.
What was your best show ever?
It's impossible to say. I mean, we've had so many great shows. I mean, Wacken on Saturday was just unbelievable. It's got to be one of the top ones, definitely. But we played a show in Boston on the U.S. tour that was just unbelievable. Also, the show in Los Angeles on the last U.S. tour was like totally insane. And I mean, there's been so many great shows. It's hard really to give you one, like, which is the best ever, because they're all different as well. So I mean, Wacken is awesome with close to 100,000 people watching it. It's crazy, right? But on the other hand, it's hard because you don't really have. It's hard to get the connections. Whereas a club show, you get closer to the audience, and that can be really intense. Feel the electricity in the room. That's just mind blowing in itself. So there's so many different, great shows. It's hard to compare them.
So, what's your favorite location then in Switzerland to play?
I love this venue, Z7, but also
it's always good food here.
Yeah, and we played a new place in
Complex.
In Geneva.
Geneva.
Which we never played Geneva before. That was really nice, actually. I liked that place.
That was in.
I don't remember the name.
2 months ago.
That was in, was it in May? I think. Yeah, I think it was May. But it was a really nice venue. I loved it, and also in Zurich is also a very nice venue. So there's plenty of good places to play.
So we'll see you again then.
I even thought Lausanne had a good venue.
Lausanne.
Slidogs.
Yeah.
The next question, I'm not sure actually if you've done it. It would be, will you ever sing clean voice? But actually the bonus tracks on Deceiver on the God, is that you singing or some of the songs?
I guess the cat is out of the bag, it's me.
All of them?
Yeah.
Okay. It's really hard to hear.
Well, the idea was to make those, which I guess most people don't really get it, but we had a fucking laugh doing these songs. But the idea was rather than like making covers of our favorite bands, was to write songs as if they would have written and then perform it as close to the original as possible. Obviously, I can't sing like Rob Halford, but apparently I could sing fairly close to Ozzy Osbourne. I didn't know that myself.
Yeah, that was very surprising. Actually, you fooled me too, because I was looking for the AC/DC song. I thought I know all of them. I couldn't find that song. It's impossible. It's not a cover.
It's an interesting way to cover something. Not covering a song, but the band.
No, but that was the idea to like pay tribute to some of our favorite bands by mimicking, like copying them, but not like re-recording their stuff, because it's always difficult to make covers, and I don't really like doing covers because I don't think I've ever heard a cover that's better than the original.
Few exceptions.
I mean, seriously, maybe on par, but never as good. So I think that usually it's always better to write original material, in my opinion, at least for us. But it was fun. It was so much fun to write the songs, the music, and write the lyrics was just hilarious. Especially the AC/DC songs, just because they have all these tongue-in-cheek, like playing on sex, and
most people actually don't realize that what they're singing all the time.
No, it's like I love especially the Bon Scott era. Yeah,
all about it.
Like Whole Lotta Rosie, which was kind of the basics of this song. It started, but rather than sing about a fat chick, we sing about a really tall chick.
Yeah, or the Jack.
Yeah, the Jack is just awesome. That song, When like for the longest time, I thought it was about playing cards, but it's about syphilis. It's just brilliant.
The Ripper. Jack the Ripper.
No, but it's about syphilis.
But
the Jack is like
the Tripper. In German it's called Tripper.
Okay.
So that's why.
Okay. I see. Okay, I didn't know that.
Most people
another thing.
Maybe this brings us to one of the last questions. As a teenie or a kid, were you like in front of the mirror with your hairbrush or so, imitate anyone? Who was it?
Me and my friends, when I was 6 or 7, we started a band, and we performed on my mother's patio, like outside of her apartment where I lived.
Okay.
And we were 7 actually, but we had we did songs to Kiss, to Beatles, to Elvis. There was a Swedish group called the Boppers. They like 50s rock music. We did songs like anything, but also like more hard rock, like Kiss. I think even we did fucking Sabbath song. Because when I was very young, I had a good friend. He was not in the band, but I had a good friend. His older brother was 5 years older, and he listened to Sabbath and Rainbow and Zeppelin.
So that's where you got.
So so you got all that stuff. But it was like anything really, But these were only rock and roll.
Yeah. But these were the bands who inspired you making music, or is it the one band you would say this is actually the one who brought me on stage?
If I had to pick one, I would say Metallica.
Okay.
Because when I got a little bit older, like around 10 years old, so started listening to Metallica, and it just blew my mind, really. When I heard, I think I heard when I was 11. But when I heard like Metal Militia for the first time, I was just, you can't play that fast. It's impossible. You know. And today it's like almost mid-tempo. no, but it's still a fast song. But so Metallica was really like one of my like absolute favorite bands, and like the early albums still are. And will always have, even though I don't like the new material so much. I still think that I actually think Death Magnetic is a step in the right direction, in my opinion. I kind of like the potential of that, but I just think they overdid a little bit. But they will always have my respect as a band because they inspired me so much when I was a kid.
I guess quite many.
Yeah.
Which time, epoch, or area would you like to have lived, or this time, or Viking time, or another epoch?
I don't think I would have liked to live in the Viking era. It would have been cool to be a fly on the wall in the Viking era to see how it was, you know. but not actually live there, because I think it would be very hard for a modern person to go back in time. It would be a tough life, definitely. And
is there a song you would like to have played on your funeral? Ever thought about it?
I always said, but this is actually this idea I've stolen from Ted, our bass player. The one song that I said I want to play on the funeral is "Song to Haul Up High" by Pratteln.
Okay. When you mentioned your bass player, I thought it would be Orion.
No.
Yeah, I think we have to come to an end.
All right.
Unless you will miss the show. No. But is there anything else you would like to tell your Swiss fans or whoever will see this video?
I don't know. I hope
to the movies.
All of them will come out to the show tonight, but I guess it's going to be too late for you.
It's not live. No?
So yeah, go see the movie. It's going to be fun. I promise.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.